I'll stop using my rather effective gun and switch to, this piece of metal tubing here.
Trigger action. That's what most people think of whenever facing combat in Fallout New Vegas. However, for a select few people, close-range combat is where the real action is. Whether it be a sharp edge, blunt force, or fisticuffs, there's just some business that's better off completed up close and personal. If you're one of the people who prefers to dodge bullets and get your opponent's blood all over yourself in the ensuing fray, then the following 7 weapons should represent the pinnacle of combat for you. For any player looking to work off of melee from the very beginning of the game, reasonable weapons to use are few and far between. For that reason, this stab-happy little toy is a glowing gem for early game melee enthusiasts. Chance's knife, which is a blood-covered version of the combat knife, not only does more damage, but also does additional critical damage. Even though it doesn't hold up against later melee weapons, it's perfect at the beginning of the game. To get this knife, you first need a shovel. One can be found at Goodsprings Source or bought from the general store in Goodsprings. Anyway, with a shovel in your possession, you can head to a burial mound north of Goodsprings, on a ledge right near a tribal village, west of a makeshift Great Khan camp. When you find the grave, activate it with the shovel in your inventory to dig up Chance's knife. Something worth mention here is if you intend to grab this knife at the beginning of the game, you should save before traveling north out of Goodsprings. The road to the burial site is infested with cazadors, and while it's possible to kill them, it's not easy, and dying is a very likely thing that will happen. And just as a trailing note, the easiest way to reach the burial mound is by not taking the road.
Oh, baby!
Sorry. That's the name of the improved, albeit rusted, Super Sledge. Oh Baby is hands down the best blunt weapon in the base game of New Vegas, having both improved standard and critical damage over the base model. To deliver blunt force death with this weapon, you'll first have to head to the Charleston Cave, found far west of the New Vegas Strip and just north of Jacobstown in the Snowy Mountains. Deep inside of the mine, the Oh Baby Super Sledge can be found lying on the ground. When it comes to bladed weapons, Knock Knock is a stand-up arm that can truly make mincemeat out of your enemies. An improved version of the fire axe, it has better standard and critical damage levels, though it is more brittle than its vanilla counterpart. No matter its shortcomings, Knock Knock is a great melee weapon to have. In order to get your hands on this blade, you need to travel to the heavily irradiated Camp Searchlight, which is the town located on the crossroads south of Novak. When you arrive at Searchlight, you need to go into the basement of a ruined church, not that far from the small NCR camp outside of town. In the basement is a prospector named Logan. Logan has the keys to get into the firehouse where Knock Knock is located. There are 2 ways you can get the keys off of him. You can either help him in scavenging what he needs from the town during the quest Wheel of Fortune, or you can simply kill him and loot the keys off his body. No matter if you choose to further his cause or end his life, once you're inside of the fire station, Knock Knock can be found in a bathroom stall on the 2nd floor next to a toilet with a skeleton. A single word of warning when finding this weapon though. Be prepared for a surprise and an incredible fight when you first enter the fire station. Amongst all of the melee armaments found in the Mojave Wasteland, there are 2 which truly are unrivaled in the base game of Fallout New Vegas. Those 2 weapons are the Thermic Lance and the chainsaw. Both of these deadly arms are very rare and unique within how unorthodox they are. While both are incapable of ever scoring a critical hit, their sheer power fully makes up for any shortcomings, keeping in mind that the lance deals superior damage over the chainsaw. Now, whenever it comes to finding the thermal lance, there's no set location, but it can be purchased from the Crimson Caravan, Gunrunners, or the Armory at Hoover Dam. However, there's no guarantee that any of those vendors will have a lance in stock. Alternatively though, legionaries will sometimes carry a thermic lance, but again, there's no guarantee you'll have any luck running across one that way. It's unfortunate, but finding a thermic lance really comes down to luck. The chainsaw, on the other hand, can be found in two set locations. The first is found in Vault 3, located in the South Vegas ruins, which are more south than west of the New Vegas Strip. This iron tomb is inhabited by the Fiends, and on the lowest level, you can find their leader, Motor Runner. On his back is the coveted chainsaw, and you need only kill him to acquire it. The second is found inside of the Caesar's Legion safe house. It should go without saying, but you have to be in good standing with the Legion to gain access to their safe house. The thermal lance and the chainsaw. No matter which one you like more, both are weapons that represent the pinnacle of melee armaments in Fallout New Vegas, and therefore should never be overlooked. With the powerhouses of melee combat covered, we now arrive at unarmed weapons. The first is rivaled by almost no other fist weapon, Pushy. An enhanced version of the Displacer Glove, Pushy degrades slower, deals more damage, and is more powerful when scoring a critical hit. In addition, it has an extra feature that pushes your opponent away from you, knocking them off of their feet. This powerful glove is found in the Ruby Hill Mine, located more west than north of the New Vegas Strip, along the mountain trail leading to Jacobstown. Inside the mine, in a room filled with water, is the body of a Jackal gang member who has the Pushy power glove on their person. To get this special power fist, just loot it off of the body like you would any other item. A word of warning though, look out for all of the lake lurks. When beating down on your opponents with your fists, no unarmed weapon surpasses the Ballistic Fist for sheer impact per hit. The Ballistic Fist has the highest damage per swing out of any unarmed weapon in the game. Even though it doesn't have a unique counterpart, this deadly arm could be considered the holy grail of unarmed combat. Because the Ballistic Fist is not a unique weapon, just rare, finding one can be a bit tricky. If you're interested in killing for this weapon, they are held by Caesar's personal Praetorian guards. However, getting one that way without dying can be a real challenge. The easier method of acquiring the Ballistic Fist is to buy it. Blake, a vendor at the Crimson Caravan Company, sells them from time to time, but his stock is random, so there's a decent chance he won't have one to sell. The alternative vendor to purchase it from is Quartermaster Barden, located in the offices section of Hoover Dam. Barden won't trade with you unless you are liked by the NCR though, and even then you have to pass a level 50 speech check before he'll show you his stock.
Unfortunately for you, I'm not authorized to trade with you. It's against regulations.
But Barden's inventory is also random, so there's just as much chance of him carrying one as Blake from the Crimson Caravan having one. Getting a Ballistic Fist is troublesome to be certain, but the power, honestly, makes the trouble worthwhile. Even though there are more melee and unarmed weapons in Fallout New Vegas than what I mentioned here, the 7 covered are undeniably fantastic choices. If you choose to use these arms, hopefully your bulletproof nature and tolerance for pain will outshine your suicidal tendencies when bringing close-range weapons to a gunfight. However, if you're interested in having the immediate advantage by being able to shoot your enemies from a distance, then check out the rest of the Fallout New Vegas weapon suite from Visage Guides and Kerosene Dreams.
Okay, boss. I'll just wait here, alone, while my heavily armed companion goes out of earshot. I'm sure nothing will happen.